of 3 points in the coordinate plane. So it gives us the 3 points, -2, comma 1, and then it gives us the other point of -2, comma 6.
The board's not on this.
Oh. Gives us the point -2, comma 6. The board will come on in a second. By the way, I'm recording this, so you guys can look at it later. And then 4, comma 1. So these are 3 points on the XY plane. So if I were to draw the XY plane, and I always like to draw a little picture, and I just, nothing fancy, just kind of sketch it out. And this will show up on the screen in a second. Okay. If I were to graph this, I'm going to go -1, 2, 1. That's the first point. -2, comma 6, which would be like way up here. And then 4, comma 6, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, way over here. And then 4, comma 1. So what we have is we have like this rectangle. Okay. And it's asking us the perimeter. So now, who has an idea how we would find the perimeter? I bet you nobody graphed it. But now that I've graphed it and connected the dots, what do you think now we could do?
2 lengths plus 2.
Yeah, we could find the distance between, I don't know, let's find this, let's call this the width. And we'll call this right here the length. So we just got to find the distance. So the width is the distance between which 2 points? Well, it's the distance between -2, comma 1, and then this point over here is -2, comma 6. Now, you could use the distance formula, but really you could just count it, right? How many units do I go up? From this point here to this point here, how many units do I go up to get from 1 to 6? Yeah, I said the answer, didn't I? But if I were to do this in the distance formula, which is x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared, if I were to plug all that into that formula, I would get something like this. W is equal to -2, comma minus -2. But it's really minus minus, so it'd be +2 plus 1 minus 6. Okay, and so this becomes 0, and what's 1 minus 6? -5. What's -5 squared?
25.
25, so what would that length be? 5, just like we said, right? So this length here is 5. What do you think this length here is going to be? It's 5 as well. So now we just need to find the length. Now the length is the same thing, but it's between 2 points, -2, 1, and then this point here, which is 4, comma 1. Now, what do you think, how many units do you think we traveled to get from this point to this point? 6, right? 6. You could count it. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But let's go ahead and do the math. If I say -2 minus 4 squared, and then I have +1 minus 1 squared, again, we'll have something that goes to 0. 0 squared is 0. So what's -2 minus 4? -6 squared, which is equal to the square root of 36, which is equal to 6. Now they ask for the perimeter, so to find the perimeter, what do I have to do?
Base and height.
No, that's for the area. The perimeter is what? Think of putting a fence. Think of this as being a yard. If this is 6 and this is 6, and I want to put a fence around there, how much fence do I need?
2L plus 2W.
Yeah, it's 2L plus 2W, right? So the formula is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, or in this case, 2 times what? 6 plus 2 times 5. Now this is a very typical question. You might see something like this on the ECT. Do you guys understand what we've done so far? Or are there any questions? Okay. So this would be 12 plus 10, which is 22. So the answer for 22 is 22. Isn't that ironic? Now, it asks what the area is. So there was 2 parts to the question. Maybe that's like why you guys were shouting out the area. I apologize. So how do I find the area of this? Length times width. So the area is going to be length times width, which is 5 times 6, which is 30 square units. Okay? Good, good, good. Any questions about that?